Hi, I'm Jim Vossen. Join me Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock for the Seaside-Sand City Television Show here on KYMB, Comcast Cable Channel 19, and over the air at 27.1. Brought to you in part by the Seaside-Sand City Chamber of Commerce. That's Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock for the Seaside-Sand City Television Show. All right, welcome back to the Seaside-Sand City Television Show. I'm Jim Vossen, V as in Victor, O-S-S-E-N. This is show number 3, which is November 13th, 2013. And this lady, I've seen her at many council meetings, some other social events and so on. Her name is Helen Rucker. And first of all, were you born in Seaside or somewhere else?
Oh, no, I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Oh, really?
Yeah, grew up in New Orleans.
Grew up there?
Yeah.
Oh.
At a girls' boarding school.
At a girls' boarding school?
Catholic girls' boarding school.
Catholic school
Yeah.
boarding
Yes.
school.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Now, was that because you had parents and they sent you there, or how did that happen?
My parents divorced.
Divorced?
And my father got custody, and he took care of my sister and I.
I see.
Yeah. I had a good education.
Did you both go to boarding school?
My sister and I both, yes.
Now, was that for grade school and up through everything?
School.
Grade school. Okay, then what happened?
And then he married again, so I came back to Baton Rouge, and I attended public school because they didn't allow black people to go to the Catholic high school.
Oh, they didn't?
No. So
let me cut. I mean, aren't there black Catholics?
Plenty of them.
What?
You know what?
Of course. Now, what year was this? Now?
Okay, 40 is 44, 43,
Oh, okay.
44, 42, 43, 44.
I wasn't around yet.
Yeah. I graduated from high school from elementary school in 44. So it was 45, 46, 47, 48. No, wait a minute. That was college.
That was college?
That was college. I was 18 when I graduated from college.
Well, you were. So you were a young whippersnipper, smart person.
Yeah.
So now let me. Okay. So you grew up. How many years did you live in where?
In New Orleans.
New Orleans. How many years?
About 5 or 6 years.
Okay. Through your teens or to graduation or what?
Yeah. No. From about 5 or 6.
From five or six. Okay.
Up until about 11.
About 11. Oh, where'd you live when you were in high school?
In Baton Rouge.
Okay.
In the segregated section, the white people across the street had electricity and we didn't have electricity because we were on the other side of the street.
Now, literally, was it across the street or in a different neighborhood or something like that?
No, literally across the street.
Literally across the street. Really?
Right. Had to pass by their house to get to the Catholic Church.
This is, one of those things that have always fascinated me. And I'm going to have to bring you back because I can see where this could go on for a long time. Because I had Mel Mason on here on the morning show one time, and, didn't have enough time for him. We hardly got anywhere, So, this is one of those things that have always boggled the mind. We had this Constitution, where it starts off, that all men are created. That one.
Yes.
Unless you're a woman, or unless you're of I guess a different color. I guess I'm assuming it wasn't just blacks throughout history in the United States. There was also the Chinese and Asian, different nations.
Later on, yes.
Yes. And so I guess that term, all men are created equal, was kind of weird, wasn't it?
All white men.
So they should have said that, huh?
Yeah. It means all white men.
Yeah. Now the other thing too, what's interesting is that blacks got to vote before women did. Wasn't that true?
That's true.
And we're all messed up, aren't we?
Yeah.
Are we any better off today than we were?
Men think that they control the world. Yeah. And the women have proven them wrong because they have messed up.
Yeah. Well,
you announced that I always speak my mind.
Yes. I know. I understand.
Yeah.
No, I think that when, well, you know, a lot of people do that generalizing, you know? And so because there are obviously, you know, of course, there are in what you call, I guess, in most cases, men technically, they're built to be a little stronger than women, but not all the time. Doesn't always work that way.
Right, right.
And same with the
And
smartness.
strength does not have to be physical.
It can be mental.
That's right.
Yeah.
And some of the strongest people I know are women.
Strong. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I don't tangle that way. No. All right. So.
That's just my cane.
That's your cane. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. But you're growing up in those times. Is being a woman or a girl that you know, is there a different attitude than, let's say, same black young gentleman? Is there a different attitude at all?
I think girls have always had it easier than black boys. Even today, black boys are more discriminated against, even in public schools, and you know, because they don't stick in the house under mama, they're out on the street, so they're harassed by the police and everything. But it seems, and I have a marvelous son, a black young man who has went through Catholic school here, Stevenson.
They let him go?
Huh?
They let him come to the school?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
By the time he was born, that everything was equal then, you know. But and also when you have the money,
not everything is
when
equal.
you have the money to pay for it.
Oh, yes.
You know, when you have the money to pay for it, and my husband and I decided that this is what we wanted for our child, so we paid for a Catholic school for him in elementary and Stevenson in the forest for high school, and he was accepted into all 5 of the universities he applied for.
So you have one child?
One child.
One child, okay.
MIT, Stanford, UC Berkeley, and some other UCs, and he chose to go to Stanford. He chose Stanford because my husband sent him to Boston in the middle of the winter, so he could see how cold it was. And this little California boy. Yeah.
So what's he doing today?
He is a computer engineer. He's living in San Francisco, doing a lot of good work. Yes, a lot of good work, particularly with his blog, which is called Color of Change.
Color of Change.
And he does a whole lot of other community-type service things. But he is primarily a fundraiser for his blogs, and he's a computer engineer.
Okay. So does he work for a particular company?
No, not now.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
He's doing a lot of contracting.
Oh, I see. I got you. Okay. All right. So he's okay, though?
Oh, yes. He's okay financially.
Got a car and everything?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Just want to make sure he has a car.
A house. And
a house?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
A home, yes.
Yeah. I tell you what we're going to do, because we're not going to get into half of your stuff. I got to tell you, we're going to take a small break, Ron, and we'll come back with more of the Seaside-Sand City Television Show right after this with Helen Rucker.
The 2013 Motor Trend Truck of the Year is Ram 1500, and Cal is offering fantastic savings on this award-winning truck. The Ram 1500 has hard-charging power with easygoing economy and is best in class for city and highway MPG. Motor Trend Truck of the Year, massive power, best in class gas mileage. Cal's not crazy, but you might be if you pass on this deal. Cal's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, in the middle of the Seaside Auto Center. Military, see us first.
Hello, welcome to Alberto's Restaurant. Come on in. At Alberto's, you will have a new experience at great Italian dining. We have fantastic pasta dishes like fettuccine alfredo and eggplant parmesan. And you have to come in and try the chicken marsala and the calamari con limone. I take great pride in everything I prepare, and I know you will love it. And what's dinner without a little wine? At Alberto's, we have a great selection of wines to go with your dinner.
Alberto's Restaurante in Pacific Grove.
Come and see us tonight. Salud. Salud.
All right, welcome back to the Seaside-Sand City Television Show. here on KYMB Comcast Channel 19 over the air at 27.1. Oh, and I forgot to mention, in the Fresno area, I think it's 33.4. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Ron. And my first guest today is Helen Rucker. John's going to have a hard time keeping up with you, but that's okay. So when did you come to Seaside?
1964. I married a soldier
You married a soldier.
who was from my hometown, but I didn't know him there because he was a little older than
Okay.
me.
Where'd you meet him?
I met him in Oakland.
Oh, in Oakland.
I was teaching in Oakland. I came to California originally to attend UC Berkeley. I thought I wanted to get a doctorate in library science.
That's kind of a liberal place, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
A lot of women's
But
studies there.
I got an MRS instead.
Oh.
Yeah,
Were
I
you,
didn't get
you didn't
a
go.
doctorate.
You weren't there in the days when that guy used to walk through naked, were you? No.
If
That
I
was late-
was, I
that was
don't
later.
remember.
That
I don't remember.
That was later.
But I was there during the Black Panthers.
Oh, okay.
And the Black Panthers threw a picket line around my school, and I called the principal and told him, I'm not coming to work. I live in the flatlands with the poor people, and this is where the Panthers are, and you live in the hills, so you don't have to be worried, but I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how long were they picketing, though?
Beg pardon?
How long did they?
It didn't take
they-
the school district long to realize that all the Panthers wanted was for them to serve free breakfast to the kids.
Oh.
And that free breakfast program was being paid for by the federal government. They just didn't want to do it. And it didn't take them long because
Well, when was this, though? I thought this was.
this
was,
was 61 to...
Okay.
Yeah,
Around then.
uh-huh,
Okay, I was thinking it shouldn't have been a little later.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
Because
I'm going to
came
trust
here
your
in-
memory on this.
I came here in 64.
Okay.
I know that. That's the date I
Well, you
got
came in
married.
'64.
Yes, I came here in 64.
But I thought you said they set up a thing around school and you didn't go there.
Oh, but that was in Oakland. I meant I came here
okay.
to Fort Ord in
I got you.
64. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mel Mason followed you?
Yeah, well, he's a little bit younger than me.
Is he?
Yes, I'm 81.
You're 81.
I'm 81.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
When is your birthday?
Oh, it's September.
September. Did
Yes.
we missed it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But I had a marvelous 80th birthday last year.
Did you?
And the Secretary of Defense, Leon Panetta, came
Oh.
to my birthday party.
did he?
He and Sylvia.
Ah.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he is. Yes.
He's
Yeah.
just in the wrong party, but he's a nice guy. Actually, he's kind of a mix though, wasn't he?
He
one
was
time?
a Republican.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right. That's
he
right.
was a
That's
Republican.
right.
And you know, those were the days when you didn't know who a Republican was or a Democrat. We elected officials by the good guys who were doing things for
Mm-hmm.
us. I remember the McFadden and the other Republicans who represented us. And they
If I remember-
you didn't even know they.
Now I get a
what
call.
party.
There's a viewer that watches me because every once in a while I'll say something, then he calls. But we don't have the phone on, so we're off on that right now. But I learned a few things probably a few years ago that Martin Luther King Jr. and his father were both Republicans, even though they weren't politicians.
Right.
They were of the Republican Party.
Right.
And then this is stuff I didn't learn in school. Okay, this stuff you learn later when you maybe appreciate it better. And that was that the Ku Klux Klan actually came out of the Democratic Party back then. Am I right? I'm just checking.
Right. When I came to California, I lived in Berkeley, and most of the middle-class black people who I knew were Republicans.
Yeah.
And the assemblyman from that district, his last name was Rumford. He was a pharmacist. He was a Republican.
And then I heard something else, and that so this is good to get verification because otherwise I'd go crazy. That John F. Kennedy, before he was president, when he was a senator, I believe, that a lot of the civil rights issues he had voted against back in his day. Have you ever heard that?
No. I haven't.
No.
I
Okay, so that I need to look
Yeah,
up, but
I don't know that.
But but that's because. I don't know, but parties change. I guess some things change. I don't know.
Right.
I don't like any of the parties
Yeah,
myself.
okay.
I don't know what's going on here. But all right, so you came to Seaside in 1964.
Yes.
And
I told
your husband was here.
He was stationed at Fort Ord. He
How-
was a NCO sergeant, He trained troops.
NCO? What's that? Now, what's that stand for? Do you know?
Non-commissioned officer.
Non-commissioned. Oh, okay. And how long was he? He was here for a while?
We were here for 2 years, and then we were sent to Germany. So I left and went to Germany with him.
How long were you there?
3 years, and then he retired.
Did you take up speaking German? Did you learn how to speak German?
I'm not a good linguist where spoken word is concerned. I did learn to read and write German.
Really?
Yeah, I could
How do you
read the
do that?
German newspaper, but I'm not good speaking it.
Interesting.
But I did learn. My first language was French. I'm what you call a Louisiana Creole. So I spoke Creole before I spoke English, because my grandparents spoke this Creole.
What's Creole like?
Creole is a mixture of mostly French, but with some Spanish words, some African words, some English words. It's all just, it's kind of like a gumbo.
How do you understand it then? If it's all mixed up.
Yeah, because
Can it change?
This is
Can a certain word be different next time you say it?
no. I think that the people it was spoken colloquially around the house. It wasn't a standard English, and kind of different from a Cajun. Do you know about the Cajuns in Louisiana?
Well, I've heard of that.
Yes,
That's another language too?
Well, yes, it's
Okay.
different, and it's almost pure French.
Now, you said French, by the way.
Yes.
You know, it's amazing things we learn on TV. One of the shows that we carry, in fact, it'll be on right after we're off here, is Bonanza. And, you know, he had 3 sons, and they were born in different places. And I believe it was the youngest one, Joe Cartwright, is from Louisiana. That the mother was, and they talk about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, Louisiana is quite an interesting place. But I have some memories that aren't too good, too.
Oh, yeah. Now, do you go back there ever? Do you have family?
I still have some cousins. I think I'm the oldest person still living in my family.
Okay.
I don't know of any even first cousins who are still living who are older than me.
When was the last time you were there?
About 5 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Was hurricane?
Whichever
Right
one?
after the hurricane, I went, and I got sick, and they thought I had caught a bug or something down there. Come to find out, it was just anemic.
So you come to Seaside in 1964. You're here for a few years. Then you get to go to Germany for 3 years. Then you come back
here. My husband retired here.
Okay.
He went to school, got a bachelor's, master's, and became a counselor at Seaside High School. And he started the ROTC program.
Oh.
In the meantime, I was a librarian at the old King. It's now an elementary school. It was a junior high. And I ended up as an elementary librarian at Manzanita. So I retired at 55 when my husband got sick. And I couldn't stay at school knowing that he needed me. So I retired early. And it's been quite a voyage since then, because he got better and I got into politics.
Oh.
That's when I made a decision to run for the city council.
So you went to the city council first before going to the school board?
Right.
Usually it's the other way around, isn't it?
Right.
Oh.
And people say to me, that's a step down. No, it isn't. The budget for the Monterey Peninsula Unified School District is almost $100 million.
Whoa.
For the city, it's like $20 million, you know.
Yeah.
So no, just the budget and the number of people and the very thought that you have the lives of children at stake. You know, that you're on a board that's making policy.
So you ran for council.
Yes.
Did you win?
Yes.
Okay, you won.
Twice.
And you won twice. Okay. And you were on the council then for 8 years? Is that fair enough?
I retired. I left after 6 years.
After 6 years?
Yes. Some people came on the council who I was not in favor of, and I couldn't take it.
Who was the mayor when you left?
The elected mayor was Smith.
Oh, okay.
Need I say more?
Well, I don't know. I saw you.
All right. Well, that's the reason why I left.
Okay. Well, you know, it's funny because when I came when I came down here 10 years ago and got involved on KNRY Radio, I had this program called Your Town. It was once a week. And my first two guests, Dave Pendergrass from Sand City, and then Jerry Smith. And I'll never forget saying something to him. And he laughed. He thought it was the funniest thing. And I said, it's nice to meet a black Republican. It was kind of, kind of different. It was, and it was different in a way. Just very unheard of, especially maybe down here, just the way the atmosphere
Well,
is.
he turned to be a Republican in order to run for
Oh, did he do that?
He
Oh,
was
I
a
didn't know that.
Democrat before.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, I'm sorry.
But there were a lot of black Republicans, and
Yeah.
and they're good people, and they have some good ideas too, and so I'm not trying to negate the fact
Well-
that I have friends who are Republicans, and but it's different now.
You know,
It's very
the
different now.
extremes on both sides are very hard to handle. You know,
That's
on
right.
the and they're
That's
they're.
right.
One of the,
I find it hard to be a Democrat sometimes.
I always thought, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because of where I come from, my head. I always thought that the Republican Party was more of that the thought of it's better to teach a person to fish than to give them the fish. That's what I always kind of thought. But then what happens is then they go way to extremes over here and doing other things that really kind of negate this other stuff, you know what I mean? And then the other side does things too, and then the
That's
next
right.
thing you know, you got problems all over.
That's right. That's right.
You know.
Yeah.
All
Well, I've never really been in business. My husband was a partner with Mr. Glover for many years in some of his projects, and I'm the beneficiary of that now. And I'm the beneficiary also of my husband having served 20 years in the Army, so I have good medical,
Oh, good. Yeah.
medical insurance, and
That was something I just learned the other day when I was telling you about our gentleman in the Lions Club, Andy. Yoshimoto?
Yoshiyama.
No, Shama, right. And he was telling me about the banking business a while back that he was a partner of,
Right,
and
with
that
the
they had
Glover.
started up this bank, which eventually is now Rabobank.
That's right.
And he was telling me that I guess Mr. Glover,
Glover.
Glover, sorry, that he still owns the property that the bank is on.
Well,
I don't know.
Actually, his
They-
partner owned
partner.
the property.
Oh, okay.
The Rockwells.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just so, but it's interesting. You learn these little things about stuff.
But
All right.
Mr. Glover does own Echo Tower, and I'm a partner in that with him.
What's that? What's that?
It's businesses on the bottom and 2 floors of apartments. It's on Echo Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, It's mixed use.
Is that that's the same street that the Monterey Blues Festival Lost Fest
Yes,
used to be?
yes, right across the street.
Oh, in the German restaurant.
The German restaurant
You ever go
is
there?
in that building.
You ever go there?
No, it's been a while since I've been there.
I went there-
I've kind of become a vegetarian
Have you?
of sorts. Not really. I eat chicken and other things, but I don't like
Okay.
that heavy food anymore.
Well, I just went there once, and I had this like a pork cutlet thing. It was like filled up the whole plate.
With
The
the
whole-
stick. What is it called? It's called Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh no, I didn't have that. No, I didn't have that. But no, all right. Well, I'm gonna have to get you back here because this is just just really quickly. So you were on the council from what year to what year?
Who knows? I
Seaside.
forgot.
Okay. But you left there and you ran for the school board.
Yes.
And how long? Are you still on the school board?
Still on the
You're
school
still-
board for till the end of this month.
Till the end of this month.
Yeah,
Now,
no.
have you been on there continuously since
For
you first
8
ran?
years. No, for 8 years.
Okay. So you didn't run right away when you
Right,
left the city.
right,
Okay. All right. So you've been on there for eight years.
8 years.
Okay. How many members are there on the board?
7.
7. Okay. You didn't
Yeah.
run for re-election?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I thought 81 was enough.
Oh, yeah. I guess. You know.
I want to get into some other stuff.
What do you want to do? A television show or something?
No, I'm going to do some work with I think some people who want to do something